Good morning. It's Wednesday, May 22nd. And today I want to talk about a couple of disasters that are going on in the world. And these are disasters that are not being caused by humans. We have enough of those, but those are correctable. You can get humans on the right track occasionally. Even powerful humans have to straighten up and fly right, as they say, when the occasion calls for it. But these disasters that I'm talking about are natural disasters. They're in the hands of Mother Nature. And Mother Nature doesn't care much about humans. She just goes about her business. And the unfortunate thing is that humans don't pay attention to the things that Mother Nature could do to them. They live in places of danger, at the foot of a volcano or at the edge of the ocean in some place where it could overflow. And people build magnificent houses right on the beach and then worry when the tide changes and they can't even get insurance on those things. And I'm going to tell you about two things that are happening in this world. Can I put millions? Well, I don't. At least 1 million people in danger, and maybe more, because it will be dependent on the size of the event that Mother Nature creates. And the problem with this event is that we don't know when it's liable to happen, but we know it's going to happen at some time. And the first thing I want to talk about today is the Doomsday Glacier. Now, I've spoken about this a couple of times. So the ocean water is rushing miles underneath the Antarctica's Doomsday Glacier. That's what new research is showing. And that means that the global sea level projections could be significantly underestimated. So this water that is rushing under the glacier has made it more vulnerable to melting than previously believed. That's according to new research, which used radar data from space to perform an X-ray of the crucial glacier. So as the water becomes relatively warmer, it's causing, the term used was vigorous melting. I guess that means faster than usual. And because this melting is taking place underneath the glacier, that could mean that the global sea level rise projections are being underestimated. And that's according to a study published on Monday in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. So that's a pretty important organization, and they are predicting this continued rise in the sea level. And the Thwaites Glacier, that's been nicknamed the Doomsday Glacier because it could cause a catastrophic sea level rise if it disappears. It's the world's widest glacier and roughly the size of Florida. It's also the Antarctic's most vulnerable and most unstable glacier. And that's because the land on which it sits is a downslope. It's allowing waters to eat away underneath the ice. So Thwaites, which already contributes more than 4% to the global sea level rise, holds enough ice to raise sea levels more than 2 feet. But here's the kicker. Because it also acts as a natural dam to the surrounding ice in West Antarctica, scientists have estimated its complete collapse could ultimately lead to around 10 feet of sea level rise. That would be a catastrophe for all the communities in the world that are built close to the water, because they want that beautiful view and they want to be able to do things in that water. That lifestyle could end soon, or maybe not so soon. And that's at the epicenter. Now, in another part of the world, Nature in a different form. A 4.4 magnitude earthquake struck Italy's Campi Flegrei. That's a supervolcano. It struck on Monday, causing damage in the town of Pozzuolo, and that was at the epicenter. But as far away as Naples, they could feel the shaking. Now, there were cracks in the walls and falling cornices were reported. And Italy's fire brigade was on the job. And it said the quake is part of an ongoing seismic storm that has seen a dozen events of over 2.2 magnitude in the past 48 hours. Now, I can understand why people have been living in this town close to this volcano, because nothing has happened there since 1538. So you see, Mother Nature just lies quiet and sucks the humans into bad situations. So there's more than 500,000 people living in the red zone, directly adjacent to the Campi Flegrei. And that's according to the Italian Civil Protection Agency, which has been working this year to update the evacuation plans in the event of a major disaster. So it's over 400 years, 500 years that they've had a major disaster. You would have thought by now they would have all the major plans in place. But that's not the case, because as we know, things move slowly when nothing is really happening. And then when the disaster strikes, we're caught with our pants down, so to speak. So this is a terrible situation. You got 500,000 people living directly in the red zone there. This volcano is spewing. It hasn't erupted 100% yet, but it's spewing. And where can 500,000 people go fast? I don't know. I don't know what the road situation in that part of the world is. I don't know whether they could get people out fast. But it's a difficult thing. You're sitting there on the edge of a volcano that is acting not in your best interests. So there you have it. 2 episodes of Mother Nature taking control of people's lives, threatening many, many people. Of course, in the case of the water, I don't know how many people to threaten, but in this case, under a volcano, a supervolcano no less, you have 500,000 people living. That's a terrible situation, and I don't know what Italy can possibly do. I don't know what the Italian Civil Protection Agency can possibly do in this situation. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So it's not peaceful all over the world, that's for sure. And these are things that are not controlled by humans. But we have to be ready. Have a great day. Bye.